Mmm.
Check one, check two. Can you hear me out there?
It's Kayla Abby with the Educator Chipotle Challenge. I am in San Francisco doing an Educator Shout Out Interview with
DJ Olga T in the mix. DJ Olga T.
Olga T.
We're such stories.
We are. I love it. This is gonna be great.
Yes.
This is gonna be great. So, you are a DJ. Where do you live? What state are we in? Tell us a little bit about you.
I live in Benicia, California. It's like 35 minutes out from the immediate area, i.e. San Francisco. I grew up in San Francisco.
Okay.
I love it. I also live in Oakland, but now I moved on to the suburbs because the rents are too high. And so yeah, I moved out, but I still very much do all my work in the city, San Francisco.
And great work at that.
Well, thank you very
throw
much.
some great parties. You're welcome.
So yeah, I've been teaching for 24 years. I know, it's crazy. How did that happen? I went to Lowell High School in San Francisco, California. That was like a love-hate experience. Ironically, I'm about to DJ the 30-year anniversary of Lowell. So that would be 1980. Class of 1989!
Yeah, 89!
I'm going to be DJing that on October 12th. And yeah, so I pretty much grew up in the city.
That's awesome. And you're still here, so you must love it.
Yeah, I do love it. I love it. A lot has changed, but at the end of the day, it's still my city. I live hella far away, so I can afford the rent, but I love San Francisco. And I love the Bay Area for, basically it's politics. I feel safe here. And I feel privileged to live here for that reason.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful area. DJ Olga T, it's so great to have you. Let's get into it. DJ Olga T.
I'm here for you.
You're here for me.
I'm here for you.
We're here for the educators, and we're here for the students. So, DJ Olga T, name and describe one or more educators who have positively impacted your life and how they've made a difference for you.
Man, it's been a minute. So let me see. Back in high school, about 4,000 years ago, God, what was her name? I forgot her name. But there's quite a lot of teachers. Mrs. Soria in, 11th grade, 10th grade. He was a math teacher. And he was just chill. He was just himself. And that's what I loved about him. I felt really safe with him.
All right. Shout out to Mr. Soria.
Right?
Yeah. For being yourself and for allowing space for students to be themselves.
Yep.
That's great. So when you were in school, do you remember resources that were super helpful to support students' mental, social, emotional health and well-being?
Unfortunately, there weren't any. This was like 1990, class of 1990.
Yeah, 90.
I'm hella old, but there wasn't any like resources. What?
I went like that. Everybody, your heart.
Talking to the mic. No. There wasn't any resources particularly, but there were actually teachers that were just like people. They were just like human, and they connected with me personally, and that's what helped me. There was just like a handful of people that were just real, and at the time that's what I needed, and they kind of got me through. Yeah.
So even back then, it sounds like the theme that I've been hearing over the course of the Educator Shout Out interviews that I've been doing this year is relationship,
Exactly.
and keeping it real and being as authentic to your own sense of being, which will allow others to and encourage others to be themselves.
Yes. I mean, that's the thing that I always like connected with teachers that were just like, you could feel like they cared about you. There were some teachers that didn't.
Sure.
And I didn't go to those classes a lot.
So you're saying that you went to the classes of those teachers that really cared about
They
you.
love what they did, and they love their students, and they talk to us as people, and not as like things. When teachers had that personal connection, it really helped a lot, and it helped me connect with them. It helped me feel more comfortable. It helped me. Well, I was a nerd, so I would pay attention in class anyway. But like when they were just hella real, it just felt safe, you know.
Yeah. Can you think of any other program or any other people, different types of roles on campus that supported then or could support now students' mental, social, emotional health and well-being?
Well, I gotta say, back then, unfortunately, unless they were just good people, there was not a lot of support. I actually had a counselor that was like telling people that I was gay because I confided in her. So unfortunately, back in the day, and this was like in 90s, early 90s, late 80s. So it felt really unsafe. But I think if I had had the privilege of like moving forward and being maybe 5 years or 10 years in the future, I think a lot more teachers are more educated on like the different kinds of lifestyles and different kinds of issues that are affecting students today, like transgender, gay, poor, immigrant. Like there's all these issues that are so much more than just like the students going to school. It's like it's much deeper than that.
Yeah.
And I think that now there's a lot more teachers that care about those aspects of your education. Like those are the things that affect your education.
Absolutely. Olga, what advice would you share with your younger self?
Oh, Olga, younger self, I would say stay in school. If I had stayed in school, I would have probably gone in the tech direction. I had an unfortunate incident where my mom died early. I was 19, and so I was like, I kind of had a freak out when she died, and I was going to City College at the time, and I fell apart. But yet I wish that I had stayed in school, and I wish I had followed the tech career path, because that's what I'm good at. And, you know, could have followed that path of doing IT and all that good shit, good stuff.
I feel fine about leaving the ish in there. I mean, people will have their own opinions, but because of yours, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
All right, and I didn't have the confidence. I was just like kind of in survival mode that would make me relevant in today's world. Instead, I had a good time. I'm a DJ, full-time DJ now. And that actually has gotten me pretty far in life.
Thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else, Olga, that you want to share with educators or students watching this?
In terms of educators, I had some pretty good teachers. And one thing I would say is pay attention to those students that are different. Those students that, they're questioning what's going on. You might notice that they're gay, you might notice that they're queer, you might notice that they're dealing with whatever issues. I mean, it might not even be gay issues, it might be economic issues, it might be, abuse issues.
Sure.
Pay attention, and I know you don't get paid well for that shit, for that stuff. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
But it does affect how a person learns, it affects how a person decides to show up to class or not.
Mm-hmm.
I did have teachers that did notice like that something was different about me, that I had like LGBTQ issues, and for the ones that did pay attention to that, it really helped me. I know the teachers, they got so much going on that it's a lot to expect, but reaching out and letting people know, letting their students know that they know that they're cared for and they're not judged.
Sure.
That's a big deal.
That's huge.
Especially when you're young,
Mm-hmm.
Like already you have so many issues like about your own self-esteem, it's really important when a teacher can reach out and say, hey, I know what's going on with you. You know, talk to me more, or what's going to make you feel comfortable, or what can I do to help? That stuff matters.
Yeah, asking those questions and being direct, and because they're not always going to reach out to you, for sure. So
yeah, and I know like they got a lot going on, you know, besides you. You know, there's like 30, 35 other students.
Sure.
But having that little bit of support will make you feel like you want to keep going to class and want to finish and learn what they have to share, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing all of that. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we peace out?
I just want to share that teachers do an amazing job, and I wish that they would be supported more. What you do is very important, and keep doing what you do, and eventually it's going to get better.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. So, DJ Olga T, who did you shout out to today?
God, there's actually a teacher named DJ Marcella Thomas who teaches first grade in Berkeley. She's amazing, and she's an example of one of those people that is doing amazing things for the community and is doing amazing things for herself. And we need to have and support more people like her. DJ Marcella.
Yeah, and she is a DJ here, right?
DJ Lady Lou, actually, is her name.
Lady
Marcella
Lou.
Thomas, who teaches in Berkeley, first grade. She's also DJ Lady Lou. She's amazing. She's a beautiful person. She loves her students. She loves her DJ career, and we love her.
Absolutely we do. Absolutely we do. And who did you shout out to from your high school days?
Mr. Soria, who taught math. That was my biggest challenge in life, was to understand math stuff. And Mr. Soria was just like really chill, and he had alternative ways to connect to us. So it was like, it wasn't just about teaching like the basic way to learn algebra, but like he would teach us shortcuts, and he was just like, there was something about his personality that was just real down to earth. It made you feel comfortable. So I appreciate him. Mr. Soria at Lowell High School, SF. Hey.
Hey, high five. All right. DJ Olga T, thank you so much for being here and for throwing great parties and helping our community feel safe and welcome and just have fun and be all together in one space. You creating that now speaks to what you said about needing that in a school setting, or needing that from teachers to their students to make sure that their students feel safe and can build that confidence. So
yes,
you're doing it.
you.
You're doing it now in adulthood, and it may not be in the tech world, but you're still doing it.
Yes,
and,
I am.
and it seems like
I'm trying.
You're enjoying it. So,
yes.
All right, this has been Kayla Ebby and
DJ Olga T in the mix. DJ Olga T!
DJ Olga T in the mix. All right, keep it real. Much love. Peace out.
Chipotle! Keep making that food healthy.
Yeah.
We love you.
We love you, Chipotle.